Hey, it's September 21st, and this is going to be a hopefully one-take short and sweet video. Today, I want to talk about some comics that I just read. So I listened to a podcast called This Week in Marvel. It's something you can check out anywhere you get podcasts. Basically, they run down what was newly released in Marvel Comics, as well as what's going on with TV, film, video games, figures, everything Marvel related. And believe me, there's a lot. The podcast is once a week and it's about 2 hours. But part of what they do for that podcast is the This Week in Marvel Unlimited Reading Club, where they read something that's available on Marvel Unlimited. If you don't know what Marvel Unlimited is, it's an app that allows you to have a huge backlog of thousands of Marvel comics right at your fingertips. You pay either monthly or yearly, and then you can read anything in their catalog, and you can have 12 comics at a time downloaded onto your phone or tablet. I really like Marvel Unlimited. I've had it for 2 years now, and I consider it a really good investment. It's allowed me to read a lot of comics that I otherwise wouldn't have the chance to have the exposure to. And it's been really fun for me to check out little things and experience new characters that I wouldn't necessarily be willing to spend money on purchasing individual issues. Now, for This Week in Marvel Unlimited Reading Club, their current reading is The Punisher, and it is the 2000 run of The Punisher, issues 1 through 12, which is tentatively Welcome Back, Frank. From what I can gather, I hadn't read any other Punisher before this, and so from what I can gather, the main storyline is that Frank died or was brought to heaven by angels, and then decided that that's not what he wanted and got sent back to New York City, where he continues to kill the bad guys. And this 12-issue arc is him going against a woman called Manucci, who is the leader of a crime syndicate in New York. And basically he shoots his way through most of her family. At some point feeds her to a polar bear. She survives that, which is very impressive, and eventually defeats a man who is rumored to have been able to beat up the Hulk, called the Russian, and is able to defeat Manucci and destroy the entirety of that crime syndicate. Of course, he'll never be happy after that. As Manucci says to him at the end, you're damned and you're going to hell, and he accepts that. I thought that this set of comics was really interesting. Like I said, I'd never read The Punisher before. I've seen The Punisher films, and I've had experience with The Punisher entering other comics that I read. He appears in Deadpool. I've read several issues of Daredevil, and The Punisher appears there every once in a while, but I hadn't actually sat down and read any of the Punisher arcs. So that was really interesting. Frank is a really cool character. He's very much unapologetic about who he is and what he does, and he completely accepts that he's not technically a good guy, and he's okay with that. He's like, yes, I am a killer, and I'm fine with it. And there's this great scene in this arc where Daredevil shows up, and Frank ties him up. And if you've seen Daredevil season 2, they sort of echo this scene in the show, which I found very interesting then when I read it in the comics, because I was like, ooh, I see what they did there. So Frank captures Daredevil, ties him up, gives him a gun, and says, I'm going to kill these people unless you shoot me. And of course, unlike Frank Castle, Daredevil is not really the killing people type. Like, that's not what Matt Murdock does. And so he's struggling with this idea. He says, I can't kill you, please don't do this. You don't have to do this. And he says, how can I make the decision? He says, and the Punisher says, someone is going to die today. So either you don't shoot me, and as a direct result, I kill someone, and so someone died because you didn't shoot me, or you do shoot me and you become a murderer. What are you gonna do? And Daredevil says, what kind of decision is that? How can you make a choice like that? And Frank Castle says, that's the choice I make every day. And I thought that was a great line. And it is really true. That is the choice that the Punisher makes every day. Does he kill this person and become a murderer, or does he let them live and potentially they kill a lot of other people. And you can see how black and white Frank sees that. He's just accepted that he's a murderer and that what he's doing is preventing future crimes. So he kills people so that they don't kill other people, and he is okay with the rep that comes from that. And I didn't realize how cut and dry he was, and I thought that that was kind of fun. And he also has good parts. So you can tell that he's not an evil man. He just very much believes in his mission. So he lives in this apartment building, and there are several people who live there that he helps out at different times throughout that 12-episode series. Wow, not 12 episodes, 12-issue series. And so there are certain people he helps out, and he really gives them assistance, and it shows that sort of warmer side to the Punisher. But even though he's giving them this assistance, he definitely very much says, you shouldn't get near me, I'm bad news, you shouldn't be like me, and also I'm not going to stick around, because he doesn't want to drag those people into his dark world, and he also doesn't want to sort of develop that attachment, anything that could deviate him from his mission. So overall, I thought that the 12 issues were very interesting, and it was really fun to read Punisher. I'm definitely going to get into the This Week in Marvel Unlimited Reading Club hardcore, because it's clearly going to introduce me to stuff that I wouldn't have read otherwise. If you are part of Marvel Unlimited and you have anything you'd like to recommend, please leave it in the comments. Or if you just read Marvel Comics in general and you think there's a character or a specific arc that would be interesting to me, please go ahead and leave it in the comments. I'm always interested, and I'll see you tomorrow.